The design aspects of Papers, Please reinforce its themes. Starting with this foreboding track, Papers, Please sets the stage for our future endeavors throughout the title. To truly appreciate the mechanics at work here, we need to talk about the narrative of the game. The game opens up with us being drawn for the October labor lottery of Arstotzka as the passport inspector at the border between two countries recently out of war, Arstotzka and Grenin. The presentation oozes Cold War era, and we the player are placed literally in the middle of political tension. Our home state filling the role of the red half of the Cold War conflict, the game mentions our family, firmly planting the stakes for the rest of the game. Provide for our family, though it is expected for us to be a good comrade. With the border opening up, strict rules are applied. We can only allow natives into the country. Then we will walk to work. In our booth are instructions from our supervisor, a clock, and a rulebook. These three elements will be crucial in the days to come, as the game's challenge comes from cross-referencing data, like absorbent amounts of data, all of which we are expected to look up and retrieve the proper yay or nay in a limited period of time. The minimalist approach to the visual design of these elements keeps them from being intimidating. Above, we see a line of people waiting to be processed through our very booth, the wall separating them from the country of Arstotzka. We open the floodgates and begin to process people, turning away foreigners for the first day. This makes the first level go smoothly and brings us to the next piece of design, our family finances. On the right, we see our family members and their status. These muted tones keep in theme while still allowing for this information to be emphasized amongst the other information. The same is true for our class dwelling, our accolades, and the information in the middle is where we'll be focusing. We have static finances, savings and salary, which we cannot directly affect on this screen, and the choices that the game gives you on what to provide for your family, food and heat. Both are easy to provide for now, but in the future we will most likely have to make a decision on what to consider essential. The second day goes by at roughly the same pace as the first day. Well, roughly. This stops work entirely, affecting our salary. The game rewards perfection, but sometimes things will happen that just get in your way. Duly noted. Papers, Please uses the themes of being a cog in the machine and wartime tension to put the player through a variety of moral choices that are woven seamlessly into the gameplay. That being said, to attribute Papers, Please praise for its narrative aspects alone would be missing a large part of the game's greatness, the fact that the game is a perfect example of new media. Its variability allows it to be played a number of times, each one imparting the player with a different experience to share. And it would be impossible for this game to be on any other media besides computer. The game is further transcoded by a Western eye. We see the narrative callbacks to the 1960s as well as the technological callbacks to our mediated perception of this time. These elements make the game one of, if not the most popular example of new media studies ever published. After all, it was Ian Bogost who said we can understand the relevance of a medium by looking at the variety of things it does. The message is the message too.